This is going out live to anybody. I'm on live on D Live, so somebody's watching on D Live. So this is I'm just testing my restream. Why don't you throw something on the chat if there's actually somebody in D stream? Of course, it's probably me in D stream. I'll close me out there and see if that goes to 0. Oh, I got 2 people watching me now. How is this one going live? Oh, shit. This wasn't supposed to happen. Oh, this is funny. Tactical technician, what's up? Ammo, what's... So, guys, I was trying to test my restream, and this stupid thing has got me in fits right now because I thought it was going to pull over into my unlisted one, and no, it just started a brand new stream. So that's kind of annoying. Didn't mean for it to be, because I don't have a whole lot to talk about right now other than you guys can just hang out with me for a second. I was planning, I thought about doing one later, but I got to figure out kind of a few things that I want to talk about because there's so many different things going on. Because, see, Restream's not, okay, there it says 3 are watching. Let's talk some news. But that's, yeah, so I'm a little curious as to why this went out. Yeah, Virginia, man, that is some crazy stuff. I have been live. I was just live a couple days ago. You just weren't here, man. Tactical. I was more volume. Check 1, 2. Check 1. I'm reading out there. This is something weird going on. Is that better on the volume? Somebody keeps telling me more volume. Modus. Is that better? Caught a live one. Yeah, you did, Mark. You were in there. I think. Check. I just don't want to distort because that shows I'm distorting there. I'm sorry, guys. I thought this was going to go unlisted, so I don't want to be annoying and just have like a silly stream ski. But yeah, Virginia, I'm not getting interesting on the notifications. So I did a little test the other night, and anybody who's jumping in, I like I said, I just thought I was testing my restream. So, but I'll talk for a second. I gotta do something here in a couple minutes. So. I can't stay on long, but I think I want to try to come on later, too. Fluid, what's up, man? Title 18 AOC, Section 242. I should probably know exactly what that is, but Trump's saying they're trying to impeach this bitch. Oh, yeah. Trump's saying I caught you on the other day. It's fine. It's fine. Trump's saying, okay. Well, I love you guys, and I appreciate you guys getting on here and giving me a little support, man. Anyways, on the notifications, I have never really known exactly, because I always feels like I'm getting them, but I was playing with my wife's phone the other night, and I had uploaded all of my last live streams, cut them up into segments, which didn't get a lot of views, but I think a lot of that's is because a lot of people were on there when I did it and they just didn't rewatch the segments. So that's what I'm attributing to the lower view count, but I don't care. Anyways, I have uploaded that night 3 or 4 of them, right, clips. And so I'm on her phone and I'm going through her phone for some reason, checking to see if she's talked to her boyfriend in a while. That's not why. She was sitting right there. I was checking the time or whatever, but I went to my channel and I only saw 2 of the notifications came through on her YouTube notification. So I went into the phone notification to make sure the app had notifications on. That had all notifications on. I went into the settings of YouTube to make sure notifications were on for that. All the notifications were on for that. Every notification that could be on her phone and on YouTube was on. Bell icon, all notifications, and she only had 2 of them in there. So we always know that, right? That YouTube's screwing with us and whatnot, but it's for sure they're screwing with us because they do not. And then I put up a couple funny little comments that had pedo in the title because we were talking about pedophilia the other night in here, like just the sickness of it and how Twitter doesn't seem to mind pedos. And each one of those got like 6 views. Like one of them I put up got like 6 views, and the other one I think finally got like 20 views, but it didn't have any views. So I know that one of the benefits of not getting thousands of views, you really can tell when it's not getting the same. And that was one of the videos that didn't show up in her notification too. So they were shadow banning it. And so, yeah, they're definitely doing it. That's definitely a thing that they are doing for sure, man. But It's crazy, man. I mean not to do a stream, and I get like with this and the other sites, my Twitch and my D Live, I got like 12, 15 people in here right now. So what's going on in excuse me. What's going on in Virginia is insane. I think Robert Noir really hit it on the head. That old Blackface Northam, he had to get back into good graces, and the best way to do that was to support killing babies and to take away the evil guns, and that's what's got all the attention off of his blackface scandal, which the left just conveniently brushed under the rug. This subject change, ADHD kicking my butt. Les Parnas, is that how you say it? Les Parnay, whatever his name is, Les Parnas, Les Parnay. I don't know how you pronounce his name. But I was watching, I want to give a shout out to somebody that has a very underrated channel that I really enjoy his videos, and they're very informed. And so if you guys go over there, tell him you sent me, or tell him I sent you. But Raucous News, R-A-K, I'll put it up here. Let me put this up in the link. Raucous News. And I think he's a subscriber, and I want to get him on. I stumbled on his channel one day, and I really like his style. He does a really good job with the news. I'm going to put his link in here. He doesn't even know I'm giving him a shout out, but I am, because he's got like 330 subscribers, but he should have a lot more. I mean, the guy is really, really good with his commentary and how he puts it all out there. So you guys should all go over there and give him a shout out and tell him I just right-click that link. As soon as I post that, I lose people. They're like, okay, we're out of here. We're out of here. We're going to go. Anyways, he put up a new, I think I just saw one of them go up. One of you rock stars over there, we just went over there and subscribed to him. But he just put up one on the Les Parnay, broke down the whole Les Parnas. Sorry, this is a child show, or this is kid-friendly. Not really. It's really not. If parents are listening, this is not necessary. It is kid-friendly, I mean, but there's bad words that are used sometimes. But so is Robert Noir. Yeah, Robert Noir, Robert's one of my buddies, man. He and I go back to, we met on Drone Tech back when he and I both only had he had 350, I had 250 at the time, subs, something like that. And Drone Tech, who's awesome, he connected us, and so, yeah, he and I are good buddies. Robert's going to be on with me tomorrow. We're going to do a stream tomorrow together. And Robert's great, man. He's just a good-hearted dude. See, I like people that are real people. They got to be real. They got to be cool, and they got to be real. And Robert's all of that, man. There's no pretension with him. There's no facade. What you see is what you get. And you get his loud voice when he gets real excited, and he starts rocking like this, and he gets caught up, and his new mic's helping him out a lot, because that mic before was he'd get all distorting and whatnot. So it's funny, but Robert's great. But yeah, this Raucous News. Anyways, he broke down this CNN with what's the Como? No, not Como. The actual gay guy, which is fine. Whatever, your prerogative. But Anderson Cooper. There we go. He had that Les Parnas on, Les Parnay, and he was breaking that down, because I've been hearing about it and whatnot coming out, but I hadn't had a chance to really dig into it. So I watched his video he put. It was about 20 minutes, and it was a really good breakdown of just debunking this whole Les Parnas stuff. Les Parnas, maybe that's what we need to do. Les Parnas. But yeah, he was breaking him down, and it was great, man. He did a really, really good job. I'm going to refresh his page right now while I got it up and see how many of the rock stars here went over there and lit him up a little bit. Oh, only one so far. We can do better than that, like American Joe. We can do better, guys. Now, come on. Let's get all over there. All 12 of us. Anyways, funny, Rob is the best. So is Ryan. Yeah, they are. They're very, very good, man. I was sad to hear Drone Tech say he isn't a Christian. Yeah, to each, I mean, I get it. I get it, because I'm a believer too, so I get that. But deprivation of rights is U.S. citizens under the color of the law. Yeah. But you know what? I don't know. My whole belief is that I don't live in the fear of that, man. I know I believe that God's love is big, way bigger than, and God's grace and love is way bigger and way more amazing than we could ever understand here on our, our earthly plane. And that he gathers in, though he takes care of them. He figures it out. So I don't get too worried about that. I used to be very like, man, you need to ask Jesus, or you're going to go burn in hell. I don't personally subscribe to that anymore. I leave all that judgment and hell stuff to God, and I know that he's ultimately is truly, like 1 John 4:7-8 tells us, that he is a God of love, that he is love. And I believe in this dimension that we live, in this paradigm of which our mind and our eyes are clouded, that it's hard for anybody to truly see how good God is. And so I don't necessarily think God holds that against them. So I'm not a universalist necessarily, but I think there's a special place in hell for people who where's that in? It's been a while since I've read the verse, but basically those who have tasted of the grace and have rejected it, there's a special, basically there's nothing left for you at that point. And so I think there's a special crew of people that do walk this earth that absolutely know, without a doubt, that God is real, and they've chosen to turn their back, and not only turn their back, but to actively work against them, like that deep cabal, the lizard people, if you will, the Ignu Brzezinskis of the world, whatnot, those kind of people. Anyway, that's kind of what I think, so I'm not too worried about it. But yeah, love wins, love conquers all. Amen. That's what I believe, man. I believe in the end, we're all going to be like, oh, wow, I didn't think I was going to see you here. And they're going to be like, I didn't think see me here either, but God's good. But yeah, there is definitely a lot of craziness for sure. With getting back to the Virginia thing. See, I didn't have anything. You guys are getting just raw Steven right now. That sounded bad. That didn't sound necessarily good. Yeah, I do. I'm sure I do. I think people actually fight against their perception, and I mean, there's people that fight against God in from a perspective that they don't really have, like the atheists and whatnot, and so on and so forth. But they really don't they don't believe there's a God. And then there's those who fight against God, knowing that God is real. And I think those are the ones that I'm just like, okay, you made your choice on that one. But I don't think people that like the angry communists and stuff. I even believe a lot of those which to me are scourgy, and I don't like them, and it's really hard, even though God calls us to be loving to everybody. Man, that one's a challenge on some of those. But anyways, I didn't want to talk about all that right now. That's I got to have my mind right for that. It's not in the Micah and Joe Breaker nutcases. Micah and Joe Breaker nutcases. Don't know what that means. The problem with saying LGBTQIZ think their relationship is fine with God. Yeah, I know. No, what's up, Franny? How are you? Yeah, no, I agree with you. But I also believe in the end of all thing, at the end of it all, I mean, I didn't want to get into all this right now because my thoughts are I need to have them. I believe that when you are not living in the way God has designed us to live and planned for us to live, you create a hell for yourself emotionally, physically, environmentally around you. And I do believe that so there is, it's sadness because you're not living to the God. The Bible says that God came to give us life and give it to us more abundantly, right? And there's people that miss out on that abundant life. There's plenty of Christians that miss out on that abundant life. But there's people that miss out on that, and they live in a life of pain and depression and fear and anxiety and all these other things that we weren't meant to live in. And we all of us still struggle with that. Let's be real. We see what's going on in the world. We see what's going on in our nation, and we have to fight that fear and anxiety all the time. I do. I don't know. I can't speak for everybody else. I know I do. I absolutely fight that kind of, having to check myself all the time on that. So, but regardless of that, I'm not the one who's ever supposed to be in a place of judgment of their souls or eternity. We can judge people's actions and agree or disagree with them, right? And we can have our opinions on their actions, but on a place of eternal judgment, that's not where I sit, and I don't ever want to sit there. And we're not supposed to sit in that kind of a place, in my opinion. So I don't know. They're living in hell. But gay people are happy they are not living in hell. Well, they act happy. I would say a lot of times. I don't know if all of them are. Some of them maybe. I'm not. I was not prepared for this. The gay Christian conversation here, because it's yeah. I don't feel like diving into that one, but you know what? You realize though on that too, like gay people are happy. Okay, yeah, sure, some of them are, but there is a very high, proportionately high rate of depression in that community, especially in the transgender community. They have a higher rate of depression and suicide than people with, than veterans do coming back from war. So they're not that happy. They're telling everybody they're happy. They're pretending like they're happy. They want to. They think if they get all their doodads reshaped and that they'll be happy. But again, we see that the statistics that show pre and post conversion on transgender, for instance, the suicide rate doesn't change much, and it's extraordinarily high. Those are the facts that nobody wants to talk about. So if those are the facts, what sits behind those facts? Why is that the way it is, right? We have no problem, and I've used this example a million times, we have no problem looking at somebody who is dealing with schizophrenia, that they hear voices and they see little things running around and they change personality, multi-personalities. We have no problem as a society saying they have a mental issue, they need help, they need medication, they need lithium, they need whatever, they need counseling, because they're not right in the head. But somebody who wants to chop off their God-given parts, right? We smile on that. And that's because of the agenda. That is because of the insidious evil agenda behind this, and I don't even know how exactly, in the society and culture that we want to make that okay. And we don't want to ever shame somebody. Not that I'm saying we should shame, but we don't want to ever, speak any truth that, hey, this isn't, there's something not wired quite correctly upstairs if you're feeling this way. Let's figure out what it is, where it stems from, right? And instead, we just turn our eye to that, and we think about other stuff. So, yeah, that's true, Mark. I agree with you on that. Women's, if we help him. Ali Aoud says, "You think that a gay can love a woman if we help him?" I think that. It's a very deep question, because now we're getting into the whole conversion therapy stuff that I know has I think there's been a lot of bad conversion type therapy, mind bumping in people. I will say this, I believe it's a choice. I don't believe you're born that way. I do believe it's a choice. It's just like even Milo Yiannopoulos thinks it's a choice. A gay man who's married to, has a married gay man. We all know who Milo is. But I think that the vast majority of cases of people that are living in that lifestyle have had some sort of trauma in their childhood, have had some sort of dysfunction in their childhood that has shaped has shaped them into that lifestyle. I do believe that's a high. I can't say it's 100%, but I would say the percentage is pretty high. So. I don't know. I think anyone can change. It takes a choice. Yeah. And there's some people that, don't want to. I don't know. For instance, like I just watched this, not Alex Hernandez. What's his name? Hernandez. The guy, was it Alexander Hernandez? The Patriots tight end. What was his name? Hernandez. But if it's a choice, a lot of gays say that they feel homosexuality in early age, like 8 years old or 10. Yeah, and then I would have a question on that too. What does their household look like? How are they being influenced by their parents? What is the influential home life around them? And here's the other thing. When someone says they feel that way, a lot of time nowadays we praise it and we just push them that way, where we think somebody who maybe is effeminate, they're that's a gay person, push them into the gay lifestyle. No, there's some more effeminate guys that are still totally heterosexual, right? But Alex Hernandez, I think it was Alex Hernandez, who's the football, Aaron, thank you, Modus, Aaron Hernandez. There was a, There's a Netflix documentary on him, and I just watched it, and it's really interesting. It was like crazy. But he was actually, allegedly, he actually was a closet gay. And there's some allegations that he also, when he was very young by a babysitter, was sexually molested as a child. And then he conflicted. He was probably more considered bi, but there was a lot more confliction there with his whole life. And some people contribute that to be part to the anger and what developed him into the crazy psycho that he was, because he was a psycho. And then also the CDE, concussion trauma, whatever it is, the brain injuries from playing football. They attribute it to that, and also just that he was a complete narcissist. He was trained to be a narcissist because everyone bowed down and worshipped him ever since he was in, elementary school, all the way through college, all the way into his, early on in his professional career. Everyone always bowed down to him, and he got away with stuff. So that also shapes this person into somebody who always thinks the world owes him everything, and he's bigger than anything else. So I don't know. When they dive into the gay porn, that opens the door even further. Yeah, porn is a absolute tool of the whoever you want to call it, man. I'll straight call it the devil, but it is an absolute subversive tool of mind control. Porn is something that is. I just was reading these documents on it a couple days ago. I was reading these papers on it, and it blew me away. The scientific data behind the incredible harm of porn and what it's done to our society and our culture and to men, and with erectile dysfunction and all this other stuff. Porn is it's an absolute killer for our society. A lot of gay people say that they love men because they need protection, and man should not need protection. It's women who need that. Guy should feel secure himself. Yeah, that's probably pretty true. And then again, it goes back to, why do they feel this insecurity? How were they trained not to be a man? You want to talk about another reason why we're starting to see this explosion of homosexuality and trans and all this other stuff, is because we are effeminating men. We're demasculating men. Toxic masculinity, the evil white man, the patriarch, all these things. It's like being a man is bad, and there isn't anything wrong. Our society and our world needs manly men. That is why we're innately built, for the large percentage, we're innately built that way. Now, I get it. There's certain things that are bad about what men do, and you could call it some toxicness or whatever. And I don't agree with all of that, but I sure shit don't agree with cutting men's balls off and making them feel like they should be ashamed for being a man and apologize for being a man and turn into these pussies. The society and the world doesn't need a bunch of pussies running around. They need strong men. Strong men who know how to raise strong boys, and I fully believe that. And I think the data backs that up. But that's just me. I'm dropping off people right now. They're like, oh god, there we go. Crap ate and the food raises yeah. The food raises the testosterone because men lead boys. Exactly right, man. Exactly right. This is so funny. Killer of 3 people because they was gonna out him. Yeah, they were gonna out him. Yeah, so you watched it, huh, Mo? Modus watched it. Yeah. That's right. That is absolutely right, man. So, yeah. So I got to get this stupid Restream figured out. See, so this is my issue, and I'll just tell you, not that it's that interesting to anybody. I use Restream. Restream pushes it out to Facebook, Twitch, DLive, Periscope, and YouTube. So when I go live, I put it out. I go live through Restream, and it kicks it out to everything, right? So if I create an event, let's say in YouTube, so I can tell everybody, hey, I'm going live in 30 minutes, right? My Restream, when I go live, isn't activating, because I have to go over to YouTube to make my event to go live. Restream is not activating the stream that I build in YouTube. So people are waiting there, and then it kicks open it just automatically creates another one. And there's some way you're supposed to be able to schedule it, and I haven't been able to figure that out yet. So tonight I was like, okay, well, I'm going to go in here, and I marked one of mine unlisted. And then I went live, and then boom, I had everybody jumping in saying, what up, SJG? So, Anyway, that's kind of why you guys are here, and I didn't know what I was talking about. We got into God and gays. Not necessarily in that order. It was actually in that order, but that sounds bad when I say it like that. And here we are. But yeah, that's interesting. What is anybody? Hey, Fluid. So did you make it out there to Fluid? Do you live in Virginia, or are you going to Virginia? I'll wait a second for you to respond on that. No, you can't read. Did the autocorrect change it to TCO? I had issues with my Streamlabs software today. Rookies. Okay, so yeah, you got to test that out. You got to definitely test that out. Now, on your Streamlabs, you can set that up so that it's, let me see here on Streamlabs. So yeah, you set up your Streamlabs to go over. So you'll set up, here's how you do that on that. You set up in your YouTube which event you're going to go live, and then you copy that. How do I do that? Hang on a second. You set it up in Streamlabs to go to that one. Yeah. So you set up, you'll set up an event, a go live event in YouTube, and it'll give you a stream key, and then you bring that stream key over into Streamlabs, right? So that when Streamlabs goes live, it's going to that event that you created. And that's how you do it. That's what I did when I did that Portland rally. I did Streamlabs, and it worked like a champ. It worked like a champ, man. It kicked it out to and so that's a way to get around the whole going live with YouTube if you don't have 1,000 subs. Okay, so you're driving down. Okay. Yeah, play with it a little more, man. And let me know. Have you guys all went over? I think I have everyone in here in my Discord. Not now. Your show, 585-307. Call me tomorrow. Yeah, I will. I'll give you a call. Everyone knows your number now, bro. All 7 of us or 6 of us. Let me copy this over. I'll try to give you a call tomorrow. I was going to say, though, here's another way, my Discord. If you guys aren't in the Discord with us, which you might be, but here's my Discord channel, so you guys can come hang out and sign up in our Discord. Because Discord, you can always get to me. I can always talk to you guys there. I check that every day. It's just a message board if you don't know what it is. It's kind of cool, though. Says, in YouTube, there is better debates than presidential debates. Yeah. Speaking of presidential debates, I am going to start streaming on D Live. So here, I'll give you my D Live one, too. If you guys aren't in my D Live. Follow me over on D Live. Download this app and put it on your phone. D Live, I am going to start as long as the debates that I can get here in time, and I don't have stuff going on inside the house with the family. I'm gonna start streaming live debates there, and then also I want to do the presidential election night. I want to stream that with maybe Drone Tech and Robert and a couple others, and we might just make a night of it and actually, kick back and stream the whole thing over there on D Live, because D Live won't get you a copyright strike and they won't take me down. So screw YouTube. I'm going to start putting all the stuff that YouTube will kill me on and put it over to D Live. So what was the one I gave you before that? Oh yeah. And then my Discord is a really good place to join if you just always want to stay in touch with me in case I disappear, because I'm on there all the time. And we, like me and Rational and a bunch of other people, will just say hello. We'll throw something up. It's basically a chat board. And then we all get notifications there's a new chat, and we go read it, and we comment, respond. It's a message board. But that's a really good place to follow me and to stay in touch with me. Yeah, I'm dropping some people off this bad mambo jumbo because I really didn't have much to say. So yeah, I'm going to have Robert on tomorrow, maybe Drone Tech. Rational can't make it. Trying to think. I want to cover a couple different things. Probably we'll talk about the Virginia thing and then a few other things. I want to try to have it. I'm really trying to lay out a show base where it's entertaining and we just kind of do a few structured things that keep it flowing, and it's really tough to come up with a good format. And so I'm trying to give the brain power. And then I want to get back to my parodies. And man, parodies take forever. I got a new video I'm putting up that talks about I think I'm going to premiere it. It's about a 40-minute video, but it's kind of like a little mini documentary, almost kind of video. Very, very interesting. And in some people, it's gonna make a little uncomfortable because it actually goes after the deep state. And some people in the deep state going back were Republicans, right? So it isn't just completely geared to Democrat bashing. Like it covers the whole gamut, and it covers some aspects of Iran back in the 50s that happened there that is interesting. And but I think it is. But when I did this thing, I started getting depressed a little bit in it because I was like, man, I feel like, shoot, they're all part of it. Donald Trump, they're all part of it. They're all part of it. It's just, and then I got to, the more I was watching this thing, and this video was done by, a lot of it was done by a guy, Storm Clouds Gathering, which is kind of a he's not a progressive. He's not left. He's definitely completely a nonpartisan, so he doesn't mind who he's calling out. But he really dives into some more conspiratorial layers that aren't a conspiracy, but they just aren't talked about, and really interesting information in it. But anyways, he encourages everybody to take it and spread it, and so I took it and cut it up a little bit and added my flavor to it. But when I got done with it, or I got halfway through doing this thing, I was like, oh wow. This is why Donald Trump is hated so much, is because he legitimately is not part of the system. That deep state military industrial complex, globalist mentality, he's really not part of that. And that's why he's hated so much. So it ended up being an encouraging thing. But you'll have to check it out. Check out Tom McDonald, Real-Time Exposure of Illuminati. Yeah, I know Tom McDonald. I'm subscribed to him. His latest white boy or white trash that he let go today, that gave me chills, man, when I listened to it. It was like, he's for sure, he's the real deal. I like him a lot. But a lot of people who doesn't vote in Trump election will vote now because they were very shocked when Trump became president. Yeah, but there's a lot of people that now, like the black vote and the Latino vote, that are going to get out and vote. Here's a little news flash for you guys. Last year, the last election, I didn't vote. And I know a lot of people are like, how dare you? I'm like, no, I did not believe in Trump at the time. I thought it was a joke. I was happy he won because I hated Hillary so much. And I was happy he won because I knew we wouldn't be immediately in a war with Russia or in the Middle East, because we would have went hard at Syria if Hillary would have been in there. And so for that, I was happy he won. And then just very quickly, I started watching him and listening to him and talking to more people, and I got on the train, man. And I was like, hell yeah, I do like this guy. So and there's a lot more people like me out there that I know that are coming out. So I think it's going to be a landslide this next year, a landslide. He is going to kill. We are going to just absolutely. It's going to be a landslide, and if he isn't, and knock on wood, God help him and protect him, if he isn't assassinated, quite frankly, because they can't take him out in the impeachment. They can't take him out, and he's gaining traction. His polls are through the roof. Economies, they can't take him out, and they hate him so bad that I could see that being the next step, him getting JFK'd. But I hope, dear God, I hope that's not true. I had brothers and sisters die because of these politicians. Yeah, he almost provoked a catastrophe with Iran. True. Well, I'm on the fence on that one. I was really pissed when he blew up Salami, if I'm being honest. And I was one of the first ones who, I didn't post this, but I was a little worried. As like, crap, this could start a full-on war, which could have went to a World War. I mean, it wasn't complete hyperbole that it could have turned into World War III. It had the potential to. But the more I thought about it, and the more I watched the reaction of Iran, the more I realized, he probably knew what he was doing on that one. And I don't think, even though everyone I think says he acts so brashly, I don't think he does. I think he personifies that a little more, just because he wants to keep people on their toes, like they don't know what he's going to do next, right? So I don't think he came. It all worked itself out with Iran. But having said that, the thing that worries me is the deep state that's in his ear. the Mike Pompeos that are in his ear, the Michael Boltons who were in his ear, or the John Boltons, not the Michael Bolton, that's the singer, the John Boltons that were in his ear, these deep state, the NSA, the CIA, the FBI, these different kind of intelligence agencies that have wanted to take him down are roundaboutly, and I feel like it's through the grapevine. I mean, even if the ones immediately around him are supposedly have his back, I wonder how they are influenceable from the people that want to subvert his presidency and want him out, because he has been trying to pull us back from war. I wish he would have done it more aggressively, and it's one fault I have with them, and it's one thing that pisses me off. It's like when you say you're going to pull us out of Syria, and then you just move the troops to guard oil that isn't even our oil. Forget about Syria and if they're good or bad or ugly. That's not our oil, and we shouldn't be over there taking it. I don't agree with them on everything. I think we should be out of Iraq. The one thing that I saw about this when it happened, and I had notes and I never got around to fully reading them off, but one thing about Iraq is like, okay, Iraq wants us out of there now. American people want us out of there for the most part. Good. And I even thought maybe that was his plan. Get Iraq pissed at us and tell us we have to leave, and then him go, okay, we'll leave, and a roundabout way to get us the hell out of there. So, and then he doubles down and says, after you pay us back. So it's that part of me is still in flux, and nobody's perfect, though, and he's not Jesus, he's not our savior, he's not perfect. I don't subscribe to that kind of level of Trump love, okay? I believe he is a good man, though, doing the best he can. I believe he's a faulted man who's doing the best he can. And I do believe he wants to see America do great. And I think he has really, really bad influences around him, including his brother or his son-in-law and Ivanka, his daughter. They are far leftists. They're progressives, and they're in his ear. And then there's other his supporters or his advisors. Those are the people I don't trust in his ear, and I'm worried about them getting him into a position where they can get into war, and then additionally make his ratings and his ranking or his polling fall through the floor and get him out of office. It could be a win-win. The deep state military-industrial complex that wants war can get him influenced enough to get us into a war. And I'm not saying he's going to do this. I'm just saying this is a legitimate, I've had this fear that they'll get us into a war, and then that'll also get him out of office. It's a win-win for them. So I really hope he stays strong and he keeps us out of war. That's really, really what I'm hoping he does. Because if he doesn't, I'm going to tell you right now, if we get into war and he gets really war hawky, I'm going to just tell you right now, I'm not going to support that. And that might piss off some of my supporters, and I'm sorry if it does. I'm just going to tell you. If he gets us into a war or gets more war hawkish and really starts banging the war drums, he said he wasn't going to do that, and he didn't want to do that, and that was part of the reason that got him elected. So if he goes back on that, that's kind of a deal breaker for me. But I don't think that's what he wants to do, and I don't think he's going to do that, and that's what my hope is. So they can't always kill presidents. They can do another candidate who will play against them, will make people feel that they're living in a dictatorship. Yeah, that's hopefully. Iran's people want freedom, and they deserve freedom. Agree with you. They do. They do want freedom. And I'm not saying that this isn't a defense of the Iranian government. All of those Middle Eastern authoritarian regimes, I think, are absolutely terrible. But I also don't think that we are that all of our motives all the time have been pure when it comes to Iran or the Middle East. And I don't believe that, and most of those have been through the Democratic presidents. But also, I wasn't a big supporter of what Bush did either. But again, I think Bush was more of a puppet in a lot of ways. I think Cheney, who was a complete war hawk and an evil man, was really running all of that. And then you go back to Clinton and what he did, and the terrible shit, right? You go all the way back to LBJ and whatnot, right? I mean, getting us in Vietnam and stuff. Terrible, terrible, terrible people, right? So it's not a defense of Iran when I say that we shouldn't be there. We shouldn't be bringing democracy all over the world. That's not our job to do. And I know that's been brainwashed into our minds to think that, but it's really, let's worry about what happened to America first. Man, if I was president, I would worry about America first. I would pull the troops back from almost everywhere, and I would build up our armory and our armed forces. I would build up our borders, and we would be the biggest kid on the block, and it basically would just say we would help when truly humanitarian needed it. We'd get in, get out. We wouldn't ask for a thing. We'd help them. We'd stop whatever needed to be stopped. We'd get in, we'd get out. And if anybody ever screwed with us, we'd turn them into a parking lot. And then that would send a real strong message to everyone else. Just don't mess with us. We'll leave you alone. You leave us alone. Our evil deep state, right? Not the America we enjoy, not the Americans that I'm talking to, not the patriots. That's not what I'm talking about when I say America's the evilness of America, and not that the freedom and the heart and the soul of America wasn't birthed, and the Constitution and all these other things. It's not birthed out of a really noble, great place. It is, but it's been subverted. It's been deeply subverted and manipulated, and that's the thing I hate, and that's the thing that needs to be unrooted. And that's the thing that's very, 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 very tough to unroot because of how deep it goes and how shadowy it is. And that's the parts that I speak out against. So, yeah, you were yelling at me, Fluid. Come on, man. Don't yell. No world police. Yeah. If Steven tap the brakes. If Steven tap the brakes. What? If. Did I stutter, Modus? I think that's what you were saying. Yep, no world police. Absolutely. Damn fat fingers. Evil establishment. Amen to that. So, okay, guys, I wasn't meaning to stream right now, and this has been a fun 40-minute stream. I can't believe I went 40 minutes with nothing. Maybe I can. Maybe I don't need to prepare anything. We can just go. But I'm going to jump off. I may get on and do a later night stream, but I want to try to do earlier streams. It's not deep state. It's the central bank who control us. Yeah, that's part of it. You're right. But when I say deep state, that's kind of a broad term. And I do definitely think it's the global banks and the central banks that are absolutely part of it. So, yeah, I agree with you, Ali Akud. So anyways, when you guys watch my little documentary thing, watch it all the way through, and it's pretty enlightening. It's and I'll probably put that up as a premiere maybe tomorrow, midday or something, since it's Saturday and people can sit down and watch. But I'm going to jump off right now. I may get on later, but I think I might go in and try to prepare for tomorrow because I want to do a good stream tomorrow. But thanks you guys for hanging out. I did not mean to even bring all y'all into this. I just was, like I said, trying to test my stupid restream, and it didn't quite work out. So whatever, I got to figure that out. But all right, guys. Well, until next time, it's SJG Perspective without fear or animus, and this has been a whole lot of nothing, but it's been fun. This has been real, and this has been fun. I don't know if it's been real fun. No, it has been real fun, actually. It's been fun. So I'll talk to you guys later, and that's all I have to say about that right now. So we'll talk later. Bye. Keep saying that. We'll talk later. We'll talk later. I should see that. Shut up and we'll talk later.